Hi, this is Happy from Pro Plugins. This video is about the MIDI encoders. There's a new version 1.4.3. And this version introduces absolute mode and a new feature of acceleration, which is relevant to custom and absolute modes. And I'm going to use this video also to give a little a general tutorial about setting up the plugin, configuring, understanding which mode you need to select. So let's start. Now there are three MIDI modes, standard, custom, and absolute. Standard and custom are both relative modes. So your MIDI controller needs to be able to work in one of these when it sends relative values. These relative values means that it either sends something which is interpreted as +1 for rotating to the right or -1 rotating to the left. Absolute mode is when your controller is sending simply a number from 0 to 127, representing a value of the encoder position. But still, you must have an infinite rotating encoder in order to use the plugin. Now, in standard mode, there are three standard modes, but all of them are still interpreted to turn right or turn left with an amount. So the amount can be 1, 2, 3, or more. This is related to acceleration, which the faster you turn, the higher this amount is. We'll see about it later. In custom mode, the controller sends some specific MIDI message for turning right with amount 1 or turning left with amount 1. Okay, now let's see the plugin again. So I have this controller here, this MIDI controller. It's an X-Touch Mini from Behringer. Of course, it's just an example. And now I configured these 4 encoders for different modes of operation through the Behringer X-Touch editor. Now, this one is configured for standard mode 1, mode 2, mode 3, and this one is a simple absolute encoder. Now, before we continue, you should know how to open this system monitor window, which is very helpful. So you can add it by going to More and choosing System Monitor. Now, this is different from when you press here. Then you get the command line history. It looks similar, but it's a different window. Okay, so we need the System Monitor. Now, another thing you need to know about MIDI is when you go to the in-out configuration and to the MIDI remotes, there is here an option called Show MIDI Data in System Monitor. Now, when this is enabled, then you will see a line here for each incoming MIDI message. So when I turn an encoder, let's see, I'm showing these messages. Now, the important thing here you should look at, apart from the channel and the control, we're going to talk now about the values that we receive. The value is like the velocity, okay? So when you open the configuration dialog and you look at the system monitor, the control here is corresponding to the index column when it's a control change message, and if it will be a note message, then here you will see a keyword note, and then the index will correspond to the note. And now the velocity here corresponds to the value. Okay, now you can see that when I'm rotating this encoder, we get a specific value here, value 1. When I rotate it left, I get a different value. This one is configured differently, so we get different values and another set of different values. And this is an absolute encoder, so it just shows a continuous number from 0 to 127. Now, this is a screenshot showing all the modes. So this is mode 1, and you can see you can identify that you are in mode 1. If you turn a bit to the right and then turn a bit to the left, you will see these values. And you can see here table, it says that when you turn right, you should get, if you're getting 1, and when you turn left, you're getting 127, then your controller is working in standard mode number 1. Mode 2, 65 and 63. Have it in the table. Mode 3 is different, 1 and 65. Now in absolute mode, you can see if you're rotating your encoder and see the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 when you turn it to the right, and the numbers decreasing when you turn it to the left, then your controller is configured to absolute mode. Now notice here that in absolute mode, my controller is sending zeros as long as I keep turning it to the left. Let's demonstrate it. Okay, so this encoder is configured for absolute mode, and see when I get to 0, I continue turning it and I get more 0 messages. This is crucial for the plugin to work. If your controller is not sending any messages once you reach the limit, then it will not work with the plugin. Of course, on the other side, it keeps on sending 127. Okay, now we showed all the modes. We didn't show custom mode here, so let's talk a bit about custom mode. Now in custom mode, there are usually 2 scenarios. One is that your controller is sending a message for rotate right, which has same index or the same control or note in this case as the rotate left. So you would have the same index for both right and left, but you will have different velocities. So 127 could be rotate right, and a velocity of 1 could be rotate left. This is the same index, and this is how you should configure it if your controller works this way. The other common use case is where you have same velocity but different indexes. So rotating right would give you one index, left with a different index. Remember, if it's a note message, then you will see here instead of control, you will see the word note. And then if you see different note numbers, then these are the values you have to configure in this column. Okay, this part we're going to talk a little bit about acceleration. And before we show the plugin acceleration configuration, let's see the case where you don't use acceleration. When you are configured to standard mode, then controllers that implement standard mode implement their own acceleration in the controller itself. So the default is for acceleration to be disabled in this case. Let's just see how acceleration works. When I turn this encoder, when you turn it, you can feel a click. Now it has like 24 clicks per turn. Now let's select this group. So we can see the dimmer. Okay, let's start from 0. We can see the dimmer whenever I rotate it by 1 click, then the dimmer is increased by 1, the value of the dimmer. Now if I turn it half a turn, which would be 12 clicks, then and you turn it slowly, then the dimmer value will increase by 12. Well, it's difficult to demonstrate here. But if you turn it faster, then you see in half a turn, the amount of the dimmer was increased by 45. And this is due to acceleration that the MIDI controller itself is using. So it's sending relative amounts of more than 1 per click, and the plugin interprets that and accelerates the changing of the value. Now, for modes custom and absolute, these controllers don't implement acceleration. So acceleration is relevant only for custom and absolute, because the MIDI values they send are interpreted as turn right or left by amount of 1. Then we have our virtual acceleration, which the plugin implements. Okay, now let's demonstrate acceleration with absolute mode. I configured absolute mode here, and encoder, we're going to use encoder 4 because my controller here encoder 4 is configured for absolute. And I chose the wash lights here because encoder 4 controls the 4th parameter in the encoder bar, and it has white, these fixtures. So I put everything on 0, the RGB, and we're controlling the white. So you can see each click changes the white value by 1%. And if I do half of a turn, it's approximately 12%. But if I do like a fast rotation, then it could be about 40. It depends. Well, it's accelerated. Okay, so I can reach from 0 to 100 in, say, 2.5 half turns, or 1 turn approximately. And this is acceleration that the plugin implements. Now we can see in the configuration this section, which is about acceleration parameters. So there's the enable, disable, and we have 2 parameters for the acceleration, because each controller can behave a bit differently. You might have to adjust this so your acceleration feels natural. Now we have a threshold, which is a time in milliseconds, and we have strength, which is a number between 1 and 5. Okay, and the values here is between 10 and 100. These are reasonable values. Now let's see what these mean. So the threshold is the point at which acceleration starts. Okay, so here we have the time between MIDI events. So when the time is larger, then it means that you're turning the encoder slower. If you're turning the encoder faster, then the time is shorter, and you can see the acceleration here getting higher as the faster you turn the encoder. So the threshold is the speed or time where the acceleration starts, and the amount is the maximum amount that one click of the encoder will affect the actual value that you're changing. So this is the maximum value at the highest speed that you rotate. So the default values, the yellow here, 100 milliseconds and strength 3 is the default here. And if you're turning your encoder and you're getting unwanted acceleration, then you might want to make the threshold smaller. So the acceleration only starts at a certain speed. And if the acceleration is too much for you, you can turn the strength down, or if it's not enough and you want to be able to reach like from 0 to 100 in 1 turn or half a turn, you can increase the strength of the acceleration. Okay, so to finalize this video, all these MIDI modes are supposed to cover most, if not all, of the MIDI controllers out there. There's a table here. You can see some MIDI controllers can support several modes, like the Behringer can support all standard modes, but it can also work in absolute mode. Of course, it's always preferred to work in a relative mode than in an absolute mode. It's just more efficient that way. If you still feel that you need support for configuring the plugin or some help with your specific controller, you're welcome to contact me. You can do it on the website through the contact tab here, or you can just write me, happy@ma3proplugins.com. Thanks.